Hi DIYers, this is Michael from Alarm Grid, and today I'm going to be showing you how to properly open the 2GIG GC3 or 2GIG GC3e security systems. Both the GC3 and the GC3e open up in the same way. You'll be removing the backplate from the panel. If it's mounted on the wall, you'll just be pulling it off the backplate. If it's not wall mounted, then you can pry the backplate off. I'll show you both of those in this video. Both the GC3 and GC3e open up in the same way. Some reasons why you might open up the panel include replacing the backup battery, or if you're using any of the onboard terminals, then you'll be opening up the panel. Some people like to open up the panel when providing power, not only to access the backup battery, but it can be a little bit easier to access the barrel connection by opening up the panel. You don't necessarily need to open up the panel to install the cellular communicator. There's actually a side slot for the cell communicator, but you might still be opening up the panel anyway because you always need to power down your panel before installing the cellular communicator, so you might be accessing the backup battery. But we have our GC3e wall mounted right now, so I'm going to show you how you would take it off if it's wall mounted. So when you're opening up the 2GIG GC3e, whether you're removing it from the wall mount, which we are, or you're doing a flat mount, which I'll show you in a second, you need to loosen the set screw for the system. You need to loosen it up, otherwise you won't be able to open up the panel. You'll get it to a point where it's not wanting to move anymore, and that's when you know you've loosened it up enough. We have ours tightened down right now, so we have a Phillips head screwdriver, and I'm just going to get in there. Let's see here, there we go. And now we're just going to loosen that up. Okay, it's at the point where it's not wanting to go anymore, so we know we have it adequately loosened to where we can remove the panel from the backplate. And to do so, we just lift up, and it comes right off. So first we want to power down the system. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to disconnect the backup battery. You see the blue and yellow backup battery here. This is its connection right there, and we can just go and unplug that, disconnect it. And then in our case, we're using a Honeywell LT cable for power, so we can just unplug it from the barrel connector, like so. But if you aren't using a Honeywell LT cable, and you were instead using the terminal block to provide power, then you would need to unplug the transformer from the wall, which just to show you what it looks like, we have a transformer right here. This is what it looks like, so find this in the wall and then just unplug it. Do the battery first and then the transformer, and then your system will be fully powered down. So we also wanted to show you how it would look if you were taking the backplate off, if the panel was lying flat, or if you had a desk mount or something, if you didn't have the panel wall mounted. So we have a different backplate here, and I just want to show you how to connect it. You do the top portion first, and then you can just pop it into place like so. Now when you're opening up the panel, remember you have to do the set screw. We have ours already loosened up. You can see a great shot of it right there. It's all loosened. And then you can just stick your finger in and just pop it off. And that's how you open up the 2GIG GC3e. So I just want to point out the connections in here that you would be likely to make. We have this connection here, the battery, the blue and yellow battery. It has the connector, and it plugs into the port down there. So we're going to plug that back in, but I just wanted to show you where that was at. That's one big reason why you'd likely be opening up the panel, is because you have to replace the backup battery every few years, so you'd want to open it up to do that. You see the onboard terminals right there. In fact, we have some more over here, right through there. But those are the terminals. You have 2 blocks of them, so you would open up the panel to get to those terminals. You also have the speaker that you can disconnect. You have some other connections here. But one thing you won't need to do if you're installing a cellular communicator, we have ours already installed, but the sled is right through there. So you can just take off this without having to take off the backplate. And that can be useful if you need to do that. Just remember that you will need to power down the system before you go to install the cellular communicator. And then depending on whether your panel is wall mounted or you have it lying flat, you can just put the backup battery back on, the backplate back on. So you want to get the top of the panel first. We have it upside down the way I'm facing, but in your view, this is the top of it right here. So get that in first, and then just press on the backplate, just like that. So that's how you would do it. If you want to take it off, like I said, just take it off. You pry it off with your finger, there you're good to go. And remember, you will need to loosen up the set screw before you do open up the panel. And remember to tighten down the set screw when you have it back on, so that way it doesn't come loose. Ours is pretty secure on the wall, so we're not going to worry about it in our case, but when you do install yours, make sure you do that. But I'm going to put ours back on now. So we're going to, and remember to run the wires through the backplate whenever you're powering on the system. Otherwise, you won't be able to close the panel. You see ours is going through the backplate right there. So we're ready to close our GC3e. We're going to plug this wire in, the barrel connector, and now it's good to go. So we're just going to take it back onto the wall mount right there, and we're just going to press it into place just like so. And there, that's good enough. So we have our 2GIG GC3 back on the backplate there. Remember, in the end of most installations, you will want to tighten down the set screw, which we're not going to worry about ours, but that's where you would get it, just with a small Phillips head screwdriver. Just get that in there. So remember to loosen that up. Don't remove it all the way, but loosen it up before you go and open up the panel. So that's how you properly open up a 2GIG GC3 or 2GIG GC3e security system. If you have any questions about the 2GIG GC3 or GC3e or about alarm monitoring service, these panels can connect with alarm.com. Send an email to support@alarmgrid.com. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up below to like the video, and remember to subscribe to our channel for updates on future videos. We hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.